If you're like me, you see an oddball tool at a garage sale or in a flea market booth, and you think, hey, that's pretty cool, I need that. But you know deep down that you're never really going to use it. So you go ahead and buy it, you get home, you put it in your garage or shop, and as you clean your garage or shop out, you keep thinking, hey, I'm still going to use this someday, maybe, and you put it over here, then things get stacked on it, and then you clean all that stuff that you bought at garage sales and flea markets the next time, and you throw that stuff out. But hey, here's that tool that you might use someday, so you place it over here, and it gets covered up with more stuff that you've probably bought at garage sales and flea markets. And now here it is 2 years later, and I need to use that tool. So what is that tool that I bought over 2 years ago that I finally get to use today? It's the Arbor Freight Mini Tire Changer. I think I paid like $5 for this thing at a garage sale. Hey, they're $69.99 in today's times. I don't know, 2 years ago it might have been $64.99. I don't remember. I'm getting old. I never thought I was going to have a need for this thing because every time I get a flat on lawnmower, it's from a stupid nail or something like that. So I always come back, I air it up, I find the hole, I jam a plug in it, and then I get back to mowing. But the flat I got the other day, man, it wasn't just a hole, it was a gash in the tire. I had to go find my mini tire changer. But first I had to go find the tire, and that thing was $65 at Tractor Supply. So what do we get in this thing? Well, let me open up the box here. Okay, we got a base right here. I don't know where I'm going to put that at. Oh man. We get this thing. Looks a little bent to me, but probably because it's been used. Might be why it's $5. But from what I understand is this thing goes in there, then some kind of pin goes in there. Okay. We get this little centering cone. Okay. I guess this here is the various pins that you stick in the various holes. We got this thing, it's threaded. I'm going to assume that it threads on here, just like that. Okay. Then we got some spacers right here. That helps elevate your wheel up on this one part here. Okay. Hey, there's a bolt here and a washer and a couple nuts there. I guess that's to bolt it down with. Then you get this oddball thing here. I don't know about it. Then you get this thing here. Well, this end here is to get the tire off the rim, and this here end is to put the tire back on the rim. At least that's from the instructions that I viewed online. Okay, yeah, I was going to say we have it. Then we got this thing here. This is the bead breaker, from what they say. So, I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that all out. Another bolt down there in the washer. Hey, they got a cool handle here. I don't know how that goes on, but, I might put that on there. I don't know. Well, looking around here, and I don't think I have enough bench space to bolt this puppy down because I got too much junk behind here and the other bench over there. I got cabinets in there. It ain't going to let me be able to get around it and everything. So I think I'm going to get a couple C-clamps. I'm going to clamp this down on the back of my little trailer. Let me get this set up and I'll meet you out there. Okay, this is a pretty simple setup. It comes with 3 pins. One of them's long. The long one goes into here. And that's still pretty loose, but this here's tight. Then this here's a centering cone. And it'll go right on there. Then you got your spacers. And those go on there. Well, I had the spacer thing wrong. The spacer actually goes on the top. And I can only use one spacer because this here has to screw down on there. So that screws down there. Some people make it tight, but I don't think it needs to be tight. Then you take this and it goes on there. Then you slide that pin in there, and I'm going to kill this fly. And then this here breaks the bead on the tire. Now, I don't have to remove the valve core stem, but if you have air in the tire, you'll either need to let the air out or remove the valve core stem. And then you just got to get this adjusted right. And so for this one here, it looks like it's going to take the second hole to get that in there. And then you got to break the bead. Take that and pull down on here. Oh, man, look at that. I broke the bead all the way around. Then take this out. Then you got to take this stuff all off. Pull this out. A lot of threads. Take it off. Turn the tire over. Put it back down. You're going to repeat for this edge here. You know, for this tire being mounted on this rim for over 8 years, that bead sure did break easy. But we'll see how this side here does. Now I see how that rod gets bent. So let's try bending it back the other way. Look at there. Got that bead broken. So now let's take all this off and go to the next thing. For this part here, you really want to get this tightened down so your wheel doesn't spin. And then you're going to need soapy water. I don't have one of those things like they have at the tire shop, the big jug with the little dauber thing of soap, but I got an old Fantastic spray bottle. Just spray all around there. Hopefully that'll lube that up enough. Let's see here. That's where you take this small end here, get it in there, put it up here, and looks like I'm about to take that there and stick it in right there, keep the tire from going in, and then just keep pushing this around. And if you roll this, it does seem to help. Okay, now let's spray the bottom. Get the bottom all lubricated, and you take this here, you gotta reach down under there and do the same thing. And see if it'll come off this way here easier. there we go. We got the tire off. Now before you put a new tire on here, you just want to get your suds here and just spray the inside of that wheel. Get it all clean. You know, give your new tire like a nice surface to beat up against. There we go. Now here's my new tire. I don't think there's a direction on here. Nope. You know, sometimes I don't doubt if they do it on here, but like my side-by-side has a rotation, so does my John Deere tractor. So now, let's see how hard it's going to be, or let's see how easy it's going to be to put this on. I'm going to go ahead and spray the surface of the tire and the rim, whatever will help. I'll see if I can't be like them guys at the tire shop and just, you know, they get up there and they just push the dadgum thing on. Wow, look at that. I should go to work in a tire shop, you know? Okay, now let's put some more on here. And that's where this end of the tool comes in handy. Take that little notch there. You got to get it on underneath that. Get it kind of started. Then you got to hold it. Yeah, that's easy. But push down on the tire. As you push this around, might be easier for me to pull. So it's hard is trying to hold this edge here down while I push this around. Almost got it. Oh boy. It's almost there, man, oh man. Spray some more suds on there. Come on. Looky there. Woo! I got it. Now we got to rotate it and air it up. Okay, I don't think my air compressor is going to have enough blasting power to air this up, but we'll see. Nope. Okay, plan B, and not that kind. Well, they say you can get a ratchet strap and it kind of brings them up, but I still don't think it's going to be enough, but we'll see. Oh, maybe. That's not going to work either. Well, we can try Plan C. I've never done Plan C, but I got to get this tire fixed. Well, here's Plan C. Starting fluid and a lighter. I'm not too keen on this, but anybody else got any ideas? Well, as you can see here, I've finally got the beads on that tire set on the rim. So here's how I got it. I put the ratchet strap on, the bottom part of the tire and then ratchet it up, and it kind of got the bead close in the bottom and kind of close to the top. Sprayed starting fluid in it. Boom! Set the bead. Ratchet strap broke. See here? Broke my hook off the end of that. I can't find it, but you know when I'm going to find that hook? Probably when I hit it with the lawnmower. So is it worth the $69, $99, or whatever it is in your area to buy this mini tire changer from Harbor Freight? I'd say so. It's kind of like a buy once, cry once type thing. Yeah, it took me over 2 years to use it, but out here where I live, I mean, none of the tire shops keep it in stock. Hey, they can order it and it takes a couple days to get in. I probably could have done that the day that this tire went bad, but I wanted to use this tire changer, and Tractor Supply had a tire in stock, so I went and bought it and I use this thing. Well, everyone, thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something if you have this tire changer. I've been thinking about getting it, and then just kind of showed you how I use it. There's other videos online that you can find, but it does work. I thought it was kind of a hinky type thing, but it does work. Well, everyone, again, thanks for watching. I'm going to try to get back into the swing of things. I'll have another video coming up, what I've been doing over this past year. Be sure to leave a comment, hit the like button, hit that bell if you want to subscribe to the channel. And I think I remember how to do this. Well, everyone, see ya! That wasn't too bad. I'll get better, though.